Hello everyone, welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today I am doing a requested look, thank you, of a sweat-proof makeup routine. Now I am in the elements here in South Florida. I am facing this problem all of the time, and I'm gonna share some products that I love to use, some tips and tricks, and some favorites. I really wanted to focus on the skin because I think the skin is the thing that we start to be like, uh-oh, it's starting to melt away, and then really keep the eyes and the lips simple, just something easy to throw in the bag and reapply. The eyes are a one and done sort of shadow. You could use any shade. I just used my personal favorite. It is matte, it's fuss free. The lasting power is really nice as well. So I just included some of those favorites as well as all of my favorite layering techniques here on the skin using some of my more current favorite products, because I know I've shared these tips with you here before, but I really wanted to sit down and do it again now that it's gotten so very warm out. And I did also want to include the Fit Glow SPF because of course it's hot. We need to protect our skin, but this also acts as a fab primer. So I'm gonna jump right into this now. This is the look I'm wearing here on my face today. So if you would like to know some tips and tricks on how to sweat-proof your green makeup routine, then please keep watching. Okay, like I mentioned, we're gonna go in with the Fit Glow SPF. This is formulated with hyaluronic acid, which helps with moisture retention within the skin and really just giving your skin a nice base, as you'll see a lot of makeup artists do. Just really helps the makeup sit more nicely on the skin and in turn gets you that beautiful longevity. Then I did go in with the RMS foundation. I took like 3 years getting it on my face, so that's why we're just jumping right into me blending with the sponge. The key here is really a nice thin layer. And again, you could build this up. If you need a little bit more in certain areas, that's great. But in the summer, I'd rather have a really nice thin layer that I'm gonna lock in and go in and spot conceal where necessary. That's kind of the sweet spot for me. So concealer wise, I mean, we're going with Old Faithful. Why would I change it up now? This is the Fit Glow Concealer. This is the very best. It's a great full coverage. It looks natural on the skin. It wears nicely on the skin, and I'm just going underneath the eyes. I put a lot in that outer corner of my eye because my eyes personally get pretty discolored, as well as around the nose, which is usually where makeup breaks up around me, and then I do have a spot on my chin that I'm covering up as well. So blending all this in using the Jenny Patinkin green tea sponge, which is my very favorite. Then I'm going to lock this in. This is the powder trick that I like to do. This is the 14E powder. This is a fantastic, very mattifying powder that I'm going to be using underneath my eyes with the wet sponge. It's sort of like a bake, but I'm not letting it sit there. I am just pressing it into the skin, and I'm doing it around my nose, underneath my eyes, and you're going to see I'm going to hit my chin as well. This is where the makeup breaks up on me. You're welcome to do this all over the face, but I'm gonna keep it concentrated in those areas, and it'll really help lock it in. Then I mentioned layering. We're gonna do lots of creams and powders here. So for creams in the bronzer department, this is the RMS Buriti Bronzer. It's natural, it's beautiful, it looks great on its own. You really don't need to take this a step further, but when it comes to the sweat-proof game, you're gonna want to. But this one blends beautifully and it does work on quite a variety of different skin tones. So I'm gonna set that with the Han bronzer. Use any powder bronzer you want. There's so many good options, but I'm really a big fan of this one right now. I do also think the shade Maui, which I'm using, looks really great with the Buriti bronzer from RMS that I used as well. So all the usual places. Then we're gonna layer again. This is the Han Coral Hibiscus Cream Blush. Han has so many different colors. I have done a full swatch and review video of every single one, so I'll make sure that I include that for you down below. But this shade is gonna pair perfectly with the powder that I'm going to put on top, and it's just a summery, perfect, everyday, pretty universally flattering shade, but they do have quite a nice variety. Then I'm going to just let the makeup sink into the skin. I want it to just kind of become one with my skin. So I just misted my face with the Josh Rosebrook Hydrating Accelerator. You could use any. This one just got a nice fine mist that isn't going to make my face look wet. And then I'm going to go in with the Han Powder Blush. This is in Coral Candy. Now you're going to see when I'm applying this, I mean, it's a lot of look, it's a lot of blush, so I'm going to go in and soften those edges, but this is going to make your blush last. And for me, blush is the first thing to go. So I'm just taking that sponge, softening those edges, and it's got a little bit of that translucent powder on there, and it's just going to melt it again into the skin. For brows, we're going to do a little bit of a layering situation again. So I'm just using my Plume Brow Pencil. This is in the shade Cinnamon Cashmere. It's perfect. It's easy. I use a really light amount, but then this is where we want to lock it in. Their brow gel's fantastic. I'm using it in the corresponding shade. It does also come in clear, but this again is going to keep those eyebrows locked into place, stop them from melting everywhere. I don't really struggle with that, but if you do, going the extra mile, I mean, I like to do this regardless, but if we're trying to sweat proof, more is more. Then I'm going to go in with this little 942 brush from Delium Tools, and this is the 100% pure foundation powder. I'm using the shade White Peach. I am setting the center of my face because I did mist it, so there's a little bit of shine. This is going to give me a little bit of coverage. It's going to lock that further into place as well. So this is a great touch-up powder to throw in the bag as well. For the eyes, we are going to use an eye primer. This is from Alima Pure. What's nice about this one is that it's clear, so it's just going to go on exactly the color of your eyelid. And the more that you rub it into the skin, you're going to see that I kind of take my time doing so. You're going to feel it get tacky, and that is going to make the eyeshadow stick. Concealer on the eyelid will do the same thing, but I like to go the extra mile when I'm trying to sweat proof. So then I'm going to lock all of that into place, help the shade I put on top blend by going in with the Fit Glow multi-use powder. This is in the shade Vanilla. Then for my one and done eyeshadow look, I mean, this is a no-brainer here. It's no surprise. I'm using the Sappho Shadow in Victoria. I love it. Use any shadow you want. Fit Glow's got a variety of different shades I'll link for you down below. Sappho does too. I like orange on me, and this orange is, this sounds crazy to say, but it really is neutral. Like, you're gonna see when I blend it out, it pairs really nicely if you have blue or green eyes as well, but it is not like a shocking neon orange. Then I'm gonna go in with my Delium Tools 785, and I'm just gonna soften that edge because we went ahead and put that vanilla shade down. This is going to blend like a dream. I want it to be quick. I want it to be easy. We just spent a little bit of extra time on the skin, so I want to save that extra time on the eyes. Then I'm just going to take that same brush, and I'm just going to apply that right underneath the eyes, connect it all together. You could skip this as well. This is just a personal preference sort of thing. I really like a little bit of shadow underneath the eyes. I just do. Then I'm going in with the Han Powder Shadow. This is in the shade Sunset, and this is just a great inner corner and brow bone highlight. Again, personal preference thing. I think it's summery, I think it's pretty, and it makes the look just a touch more interesting. Then we are going to double mascara. I do this all the time, but I wanted to share these two specifically because they don't transfer on me. These are foolproof. In my opinion, we've also set our under eyes so well that you should have to worry about that a lot less. So this is the Talk Mascara. It's wonderful. And then I'm going to go on top of that with the Hint Beauty Flirt Mascara, which is also wonderful. And they're also both very lightweight on the lashes, which I love. Finishing the look off, a good, easy throw in the purse option. This is from Alima Pure. This is one of their lip tints. This is in the shade Peony, I believe. Yes, it's in a beautiful hot pink shade. All right, everyone, that is it. This is my sweat-proof makeup look. I've sort of shared a lot of these tips with you over the years, but some new products into the mix. It's really just making sure that the skin is prepped properly so that the makeup is sitting as beautifully as possible, layering your creams and powders to really lock them into place, and just sort of taking the extra steps in time to ensure that this is all locked in. Of course, we are gonna need some touch-ups along the way, so I would definitely take my 100% pure powder with me, my lip color, and probably a little bit of the cream blush, just because as your makeup starts to fade, I think it's a nice way to really perk up the face and just look like your makeup is really nice and fresh. I always like to have something like that in my bag if I've got a long day, especially in the hot sun. So I hope that you all found this helpful. I am from South Florida, so I'm kind of an expert on the matter, and I just hope that you like seeing some of my favorite products as always in action. If you want to see any other makeup looks here on this channel, please make sure to let me know. I mean, I've done a billion over the years that I've done this, so I'll include a little playlist for you down below as well. If there's any helpful review videos, I will also make sure to include that, but please give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe. I upload new videos here every single Monday, and I don't want you guys to miss them. I do makeup looks, I review, I do whatever you guys want to see, and hearing you sound off on the comments is very, very helpful, even if it's just to say hello. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for all of the consistent love and support. Please make sure to check us out on all of our social media, which is also listed in the description box down below, along with every single product that I used here today. And I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.